Oh, welcome everyone. So nice to have you here on this beautiful day. I'm so happy to get to spend just a few minutes with you this evening. And of course, I want to start by saying that whoever invited you here today, they care about you. They care about your health. They are dignifying you with a wonderful option to help support your body and to really find a nutritional solution to many of the things that we're dealing with on a regular basis. And it's a comes in this beautiful package of an organic superfood lifestyle. And this is something that really matters and is important to me, and I'm very passionate about because I have seen a lot of people suffering from dietary damage. It's a big deal. We're living in a culture that is a food desert, you could say. So there's food everywhere, right? But it's not real food. I actually call it Frankenfood because while people are eating all day long, their cells are literally starving to death. And that's because it's ultra processed. It's genetically modified. It's Frankenfood, and our bodies can only handle so much deprivation of nutrients before we start to see symptoms, we start to see issues coming through. And so that leads people to the prescription treadmill. It leads to lifestyle diseases. It leads to all that kind of dietary damage that we hear about: diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, weight issues, autoimmune conditions, autism. All these things are on the rise. And how many of you feel like diet plays a big factor? Can you agree with that? Yeah, I know I do. And I think if you're here today, you realize that diet is playing a factor in how you currently are feeling. And you'd like to improve that. You'd like to take it to the next level. So, what's the good news? Well, the good news is that a lifestyle led us to the position that we're in today. But guess what? A lifestyle can turn that off. It can turn the mess on, but it can also turn it off. And so that's what we're going to talk about today is really finding a sustainable way to have uh, a healthy foundation, a healthy nutritional foundation. For many that I talk to, some of the difficulties that they face is not loving to cook, not having great ingredients at the supermarket that they easily have access to. Also time. Extremely busy people. I think all of you are probably very busy people. You have many things to do throughout the day. You're running from here to there. And what gets left behind? Our self-care. That gets left in the dust many, many times. And so this beautiful box that Lydia and I are going to explain to you today, you're going to really see not only how it's built to create a sustainable habit in your lifestyle, but also why it's so foundational at really changing the body on that cellular level. So there's 5 components to this program. I'm going to go through the first 3, and then we're going to have my beautiful co-host Lydia. She's going to go through the last 2. We're going to have her tell her story. I'm going to tell my story, and then we're going to hear from some of you here who have gone through this program, and we want to hear your stories as well. Okay, towards the end. So starting with, I'm going to start with something that I feel like is probably the most important part of my day, which is getting in lots of pure, raw, gently dehydrated, raw food, real food. I do that with the Power Shake. So you can see this container right here, 1 serving that's held within this is the equivalent to 6 large microgreen salads. That is a huge amount of nutrition going into your body on a daily basis, and you're doing that 2 times a day. That means you're flooding your cells with nutrition that is very easy to, um, it's very easy for your body to absorb, to assimilate. It has all your healthy greens, all your healthy grains. It's going to help stabilize your blood sugar. It's going to help with cravings, and it's going to take your body from a state of acidity to alkalinity, which is really important. And it tastes delicious. I personally love this just with water, ice. I toss in the 5.5 tablespoons of this, shake it up, and that is a very easy way for me to start my day. And I'm going to get clarity of mind, stable blood sugar, which is important for me. And also it's going to give me stable energy as well. It's only 140 calories, but you're literally flooding your body on that cellular level. And remember, our cells are made from the food that we eat. That's why disease happens on the cellular level. So when we flood our body with lots of nutrient-dense, real, raw, high vibrational food, our body just soaks it up like a sponge, and we can really start working on changing our body on that cellular level. And the thing I love about this is, of course, like in this whole program, everything is organic, everything is glyphosate residue free. It is pure, raw, gently dehydrated foods. There's nothing synthetic, no colors, no binders, no fillers, no sweeteners. It's just all grown through organic farming and regenerative farming. Do you guys know what regenerative farming is when I say that term? Regenerative farming means using farming methods that our great-great-grandparents used. No chemicals, no pesticides, no herbicides, and with the roots that go deep, deep down into the soil, sometimes even 25 feet down into the rock mass, pulling nutrients up into those plants from a very deep level. And so this has more nutrition than most people have ever seen in their entire life, just every single day going into your body. The second component is protein. It's really important. We all know, I think we can hear, we hear protein, protein, protein. We need that every single day. It's essential for life. And normally when we're taking in protein through a food, it goes into our bodies. We're able to use a small percentage of that, usually between 20 and 35%. And then most of it goes into the toilet as waste. This is completely different. So this is the Super Amino 23. It's vegan, pre-digested, which means your body doesn't have to do any work in order to digest this protein and to utilize it. In fact, it goes through the lymphatic system. So your liver is not involved, your kidneys are not involved. If anyone has compromised liver, kidneys, digestive system, this is perfect for them because they're going to be able to absorb the protein from there. And instead of only utilizing maybe that 20 or 30% of the protein, you're using 99.9%. There's no catabolic waste. That is incredible. So that's actually why you see this number, Super Amino 23. That's the number of minutes it takes from the time you take it to get into your muscles and start building muscle, building that lean muscle. Helps also to burn fat, which we like. And it's really excellent for the skin. But one major thing that I've noticed is I had terrible brain fog before starting this program. And it's one thing that has gone away completely for me. And I attribute that a lot to the aminos. I really felt the difference from those. This was actually formulated by Dr. Luca Moretti, and it's the only protein that's ever been listed in the physician's desk reference. And it's formulated and still used today for people who were very sick, either in comas, who were wasting away with muscle loss. Maybe they were paralyzed, who had no stomach from cancer and had difficulty breaking down food. So he formulated this for those to be able to prevent muscle wastage. Can you imagine what it's doing for us that maybe we're walking around, we're going to the gym, we're doing other things. If it can help them to prevent muscle wastage, what is it going to do for us? We're going to get even stronger. And the last component that I'm going to share, but again, it's another one of the most important parts of this program is the gut health component. If you know anything about health and wellness, you know so much of our health is derived from the state of our gut. We really focus on the gut within this program and bringing it everything it needs to function optimally. So, one of the things that I found really profound in my own health journey was this. It's called Biomedic, and it's a pre and probiotic. And what that means is it's going to help to restore that balance to the gut microbiome. It's really working on restoration of the gut, making sure that those tight junctions are healed and sealed. Um, that's really important because we are affected by something that we're consuming every single day that has been clinically proven to destroy the gut microbiome. You guys know what that is? If you have an idea, you can put it in the chat. It is actually in our rainwater. It's in 95% of the drinks in the grocery store, 75% of the foods in the grocery store, and it's called glyphosate. That is the main ingredient in Roundup. So you might know it better by that term, by Roundup. Exactly. And I see that coming through in the chat. So Roundup is sprayed on our food supply. It's in the air, it's in the water, and it's also been patented as an antibiotic. And we're taking this in on a daily basis, consuming that, whether we know it or not. It's not on any food labels, but we're able to test it in all the different foods that are within the grocery store. And it is a cytotoxin. It is literally destroying our gut microbiome, and with it being linked to everything from cancers, autoimmune conditions, Alzheimer's, autism, obesity, diabetes type 2. The list literally goes on and on. IBS, Crohn's, I could name things that it's being researched and linked to till the cows come home. But we don't have to play that game. We don't have to be a part of that mess because the biomedic is a solution to that. It is clinically proven through human trial studies to remove glyphosate from from your body every single day, which is beautiful. It's not staying in our system. So it also has been clinically proven to lower the CRP, which is our C-reactive protein. You might see that on some blood work that you do with your doctor. That's your inflammation marker. It has been proven to lower that by up to 74% in just the first month and a half, as well as lowering the glyphosate in our system by 75% in the first month and a half. And for many people, that is such a big deal because inflammation is a part of every single issue, from allergies or injury or cancer, whatever it might be. Inflammation is at the heart of that. So this is the first three components of this program. Each of these three we do twice a day, in the morning and again in the afternoon. That's really because we're looking to reset the body from head to toe, you might say. There's two more parts to this, so I'm going to let Lydia share the next two components of the program. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is your sleep support apothecary. Now in the evening, you're going to have your cherry concentrate. Now this is just one organic ingredient, and it's from the Montmorency tart cherries, which, as I said, are organic and glyphosate free. So now these cherries are the highest in naturally occurring melatonin. That's important because melatonin is what helps your body to get that deep, restful sleep, and which is very important because it helps to recharge your battery and rejuvenates you from the inside out. So when you wake up the next morning, you should be feeling refreshed and restored. It also has other benefits. Some of the benefits that I really appreciate about it is how it helps your body to reduce the response to inflammation. It helps with circulation, which supports your immune system. And it's also a gentle liver cleanse. It helps to also flush out excess uric acid, and it's great for sore joints and muscles, especially after a hard workout, which I benefited from as well. And it's anti-cancerous because it's so high in antioxidants, and I also love the skin benefits. Okay, so that's the apothecary, your nighttime cocktail. Now let's see here. Here we go. So the next step, or your last step, would be the super cleanser. Now this super cleanser is for 10 days in the first month. So you're going to use this super cleanser as it's a parasite cleanse, and it also helps to remove the colon from any old fecal matter and excess toxins that your body needs to flush out. And you will be taking this like a 20-day break, and then you'll be doing it again for another 10 days, which will help to get rid of all of the lasting hatchlings. And that's all of the components in that beautiful reset we have.
Thank you so much, Lydia. I really appreciate that. So I promised that I would share my story with you so you could see my passion for health. So my story started when I was about 21 years old. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition called fibromyalgia. Many of you probably have friends who are currently or in the past have suffered from that terrible condition. And what it really caused me was a lot of all over body pain, as well as really severe headaches. And on top of that, even though I was eating very healthy, I developed severe food intolerances. Just maybe 6 or so years ago, I was actually only able to eat a small handful of foods. Cruciferous vegetables, some meats, bone broth. That's about it for about 4 years like that. It was a really rough time. And I knew there had to be a solution, but I didn't realize how impacted my gut had been from having lived on a farm for most of my childhood. So when I say that the biomedic was so impactful for me, I really mean that because within about 6 weeks, I started to be able to reintroduce foods back into my diet. That was incredible to me after having done all the things that all the experts told me to do and see zero improvement. I started to get that glyphosate out of my system and I could eat and enjoy food again. It was amazing. And then something even more unexpected happened. My pain levels, which were pretty much at a constant 8 or 9, I mean, it didn't vary very much. It was really, really, I was in constant terrible pain. It started to go down to a 7 and then to a 6 and then to a 5 and just started to fade away. That blew my mind away that I could actually live a life not held back by pain. And on top of that, my headaches have become a thing of the past and I've never had them again. And I'm so, so grateful to have my mind back and to be able to be headache free, which if anyone has ever suffered with a headache, you know that you just can't live when you've got a headache. It stops you from doing everything. So I'm so grateful to do that. Now I'm able to live a normal life and do all the things that I love with the people I love. So I've been very, very touched on a personal level by this program. So now I want to hear from some of you. Lydia, will you share your beautiful story with us, and then we'll have some of the other friends share.
Sure. So I wanted to share a few of my wins using the Ultimate Lifestyle Gut Reset. So as a cancer survivor, I was exposed to pesticides from childhood on. I was raised in a farming community, and detoxing glyphosate or Roundup was important to me, as well as keeping my body in an alkalized state because cancer lives in an acidic environment. So some symptoms that I had before the reset were anemia, I had fatigue, I had high cholesterol, I had chronic kidney stones and joint pain. And after being on the program for just 60 days, My energy increased. I had deeper sleep. My cholesterol lowered, and I was no longer anemic. And I know this because I'm kind of my own guinea pig. So I had some lab work done. I wanted to see what was really working, and I wanted to see it in my labs. So at 60 days, I did that. And I was just so surprised that I could see all of these improvements in the inflammation markers that I had as well. But also, another thing was that in the first 30 days, I saw my joint pain go away. Now, I don't have chronic arthritis. I just believe that my system was just very acidic, and I had a lot of uric acid that was stored in my joints. So this program helped to flush out the uric acid, helped me be more alkalized so I didn't have the chronic kidney stone issues. And that was pretty amazing. So I've continued to use the products over the past few years, and I've had even more improvements. But one other thing is that my husband decided to join me on doing this reset. And in 60 days, he not only released about 20 pounds of excess weight that he wanted to get rid of, but he no longer needed to be on high blood pressure medication. And he continues to be blood pressure medication free because he also loves the products just as much as I do.
Oh, that is so beautifully said. And I'm so happy when our hubbies get on board. It's like the best thing ever because the person you love the most in the world is taking care of their health. It feels so good. Thank you for sharing your incredible journey and story, Lydia. I really appreciate that. Now let's hear from our friend Destiny, and then we'll have Denise go after her.
Okay, I'll try to do this in 1 minute or less. So I was diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis, and Lydia introduced me to the program, and it just when I started it, I was, and so I'm on medication now for the psoriatic arthritis, but um. I still had a lot of aches and pains. It wasn't, fully going away. And I struggled with sleep. I struggled with brain fog. I struggled with gut health, like all of it. And once I started, so I'm on day 58 of my 90 days. I have tremendously felt better with more energy, better sleep. My muscle, I lost a lot of muscle mass when I was probably sick for almost about a year, not being able to move physically because of how much pain I was in. And so being in bed or just sitting or laying, and just being lazy because I hurt so bad. I lost a lot of muscle mass. And so I realized how much muscle I've gained, not even just working out, but just taking the products, taking the super aminos, that has really helped get my muscle mass back. And then as far as my gut goes, I know I used to struggle a lot with just having regular bowel movements. And so now I feel like I go at least twice a day. And so that has been a really big improvement for me because I think it runs in our family, having gut issues and stomach problems. So that has really helped me a lot. So yeah, all of it together, it's been so beneficial and I'm so grateful. I wish I would have known about it sooner, but I'm so happy that Lydia just gave me a sample to try when I first started, and it really has helped me. So,
Oh, thank you so much for sharing, Destiny. Lydia's helped so many people with her samples. She's impacted a lot of lives there. Okay, Denise, go ahead.
Okay, so my journey actually started in 2008 of August. I was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. I've gone through 5 surgeries because it kept metastasizing in different areas of my body. multiple times of chemo. So in 2023 of November, I was introduced to this by Angie, and I actually thought that my cancer was going to be back for the sixth time because I was just sleeping all the time. It's like I could not get enough rest. So I go to my oncologist. Will come to find out I was actually in stage 3A of kidney disease, and it turned out that I mean, it was very scary for me, mainly because during one of my surgeries, one of my kidneys had to be removed. So that was very concerning. And you know how you guys had mentioned one of the products, really helps with the liver. Well, the cancer was at my liver at one point. So part of my liver has also been removed. Um, and that grows back. But anyway, that was just one of the areas that my cancer had metastasized to. So I got on the product December of 23. By the middle of February, I go to my nephrologist and he goes, I don't know what you're doing, but my kidney was actually showing better signs of the kidney disease. Went to my oncologist a week after that. Same thing with him. He goes, I don't know what you're doing. All your numbers are down. I'd lost 40 pounds. And so many aches and pains in my joints. And through all the chemo, I mean, you just get to where it's really difficult to even lift my leg. And I had so much inflammation. So a lot of that has disappeared with the 40-pound weight loss, and just overall, I can actually do things now. I mean, I didn't want to do anything. When you don't have the energy, you can't do much. So I will not go off the Purium foods because it has helped me in so many ways. And I just have to keep talking and sharing with others because I definitely know what this product will do for people.
Thank you so much, Denise. I still remember one of the first little like check-in conversations that we had, and you said, I can actually walk in the grocery store and get back to my car with enough energy to keep going. Previously,
Yeah,
it was really difficult.
yeah, it's true.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And of course, anybody else who wants to share their story, feel free to share with us. So just before we close out the recording, I want to just break down a few little bits and pieces of this program. So how it works is this is a best if you'd utilized in a 90-day program. So it's designed to make it really simple for 90 days. You have your breakfast and lunch taken care of through the program. You also have your gut support and parasite cleanse, the sleep support. That's going to give you incredible sleep. All of that is sent to your door and arrives in your door in a 19-pound box. I mean, it's big. There's a lot of stuff in there to keep you going. This is not a diet. This is not about restriction, but it's really about an abundance of the right foods. So getting in an abundance of all of the wonderful nutrition, but that doesn't mean we can't eat. We absolutely eat. So we suggest a whole food meal for dinner, snacking throughout the day when you're hungry. It's really not about limiting. It's about putting in an abundance of the right foods and developing these habits that are gonna serve you for the rest of your life. And so this gives you the 90 days, and then in the fourth month, we automatically go to a maintenance program. And whoever invited you, they're going to be able to help, customize everything to get it exactly to your needs, but making sure that you're going to get results like these folks have. So how much does it cost? Many people are going to ask that. That's a really good question. And I love that because the entire box is less than $13 a day, which I went back to the States in July, and I know that you can't even like go to Starbucks and get I don't know, a latte and a scone. It's gonna be probably $15. And that is going to add to the toxic burden. That's not even a real meal. It's not gonna help your body with what it needs to do. This also eliminates the need for a lot of extra supplementation because guess what? You're getting what your body needs just through food. You don't need a lot of stuff outside of this program. In fact, many people don't use anything outside of this program. So it's an incredible way to really support your body. Simple, easy, and it takes about 3 minutes per day, I would say. The 1 minute segments, it's so fast. Another great thing to mention is we do all Purium's things can be utilized with your health savings account or flexible spending account. So if you have an HSA or an FSA, we will walk you through how to use those programs so that you can get that in your tax-free dollars or through your company or whatever, however you have that program. We'll walk you through all of that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording. And then I'll be happy to answer any questions.